Welcome back, children. Hope all of you are fine, hale and hearty. I'll be taking your first unit of biology, that is life processes. Children, have you ever observed that in order that a vehicle may be able to serve you for a longer period, what do? You get it annually you get it serviced. So in the servicing there is oiling, lubrication, and if there is wear and tear of different part, that is repaired or it is replaced. So whether it is a vehicle or any appliance used in a house, for example kitchen chimney, or maybe it is an AC, or you have water filters, so we get it maintained by adopting some annual maintenance scheme in which people come. There are technicians which are trained for that. They maintain it, they service the different parts, and if required it is changed as well. So similarly, in living beings there are different maintenance processes which occur, which enable an organism to live for a longer duration or for a longer time. Have you ever observed that in case when you are playing in a field and you get hurt and there are rashes or bruises on your skin, after some days automatically it gets repaired. So these are growth and repair processes. Had there been no maintenance or growth and repair, we can get infection, and then it can be a troublesome thing for us. So there are many processes occurring in a living organism. It can be growth and repair, it can be nutrition, it can be respiration, because if you don't take in oxygen, how will you survive? So respiration, then you have excretion. If the toxic materials are not thrown out of your body, it can be fatal as well. So excretion, transportation of the nutrients, whatever you have taken in, and so on. So we can say that life processes are all those processes which are in fact maintenance processes that enable an organism to survive. So these processes, there are many systems involved, like respiratory system, like digestive system, like excretory system, like circulatory system, and like this. Fine. So let's see how we are going to study this unit. Each of the life process we will be studying under two broad categories, that is under the plants as well as in the animals. In the plants we will not go much in detail, but in animals, yes, a bit of unicellular and more emphasis on multicellular organism, mainly human beings. So let's first start the basics of the first process, that is nutrition. Okay. Now you know nutrition, there are two words involved in this, nutrition and nutrients. These are two different things. We should be clear about this. So nutrients are in fact those substances which provide you a balanced nutrition, and these nutrients we procure from food, that is carbohydrates, proteins, fats, etc. Okay, these are major nutrients: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, etc. Fine. You know, bodybuilding food, proteins; energy giving food, carbohydrates. So these nutrients are those components of food which provide you nutrition in order to be healthy. Whereas nutrition is the process by which you procure food. By this, what do we understand? We should know that there are certain organisms who take in food and then the digestion occurs. We are the best example of it. We take in food and then digestion occurs. And there are certain organisms in which the food is digested outside the body and then it is taken in. So these are mushrooms and so on. We'll be studying it later, but this is the type of nutrition. So we are having holozoic nutrition, in which we are ingesting the whole food and then it is digested. Ingested means taking in, digested means broken into simple forms. Whereas there are certain organisms in which digestion occurs outside and then the food becomes in a simple form and then it is absorbed. Fine. So there are different process, the different mode by which the nutrients are acquired, that is called as nutrition. So we should be very much clear about the difference in these two terms. Moving on to the next topic, that is types of nutrition. We know that nutrition, it can be broadly categorized into two types. One is autotrophic nutrition and the other is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so autotrophic mode of nutrition, this is that nutrition in which the organism is able to make its own food. So auto means self, okay, and trophic means nutrition, self-nutrition. You know, the best example are the plants. Why? They are able to capture the solar radiation and make their own food. Whereas heterotrophic organisms are those which depend upon others. Hetero means others. So they depend on others to procure their food. Okay. Now, autotrophic nutrition is further classified into following two types. One is photoautotrophs, or they are also called as photosynthesizers. Okay, photosynthesizers or photoautotrophs. Organism which uses solar radiation to prepare its own food are called as photoautotrophs or photosynthesizers. Whereas organisms which use some product which is released in the metabolic activities of a cell, and they use that product in the absence of light to synthesize food, those are called as chemosynthesizers or chemoautotrophs. You can say anything, chemosynthesizers or chemoautotrophs. For example, sulfur bacteria, it uses sulfur. Iron bacteria, it uses iron to make the food. Okay. And here you have algae, green plants, etc. So this is a brief, just a synopsis of what is it. That is, what is nutrition, types of nutrition. Nutrition can be broadly categorized into autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic further classified into chemosynthetic autotrophs and photoautotrophs. Include its example as well. And in the next video, we are going to study heterotrophic mode of nutrition and its types along with some examples. Thank you.